Welcome to Dame Fluent's exploration into all things sailing. 10 tips for getting into sailing. Being in Western Washington, we have a natural affinity with the water. Here in the Seattle area, we are particularly lucky to have a variety of different sailing locations to suit everyone's tastes. If you are a fan of the water and are wanting to make new friends, challenge yourself and try something new, then sailing is an excellent option. Here are some tips to steer you in the right direction. 1. Is sailing for me? Seattle Sailing Club byline is that sailing is a sport for life. Whether you are young or old, keen to race, or you'd rather cruise on a limited budget or have lots of money to spend, there is a boat to suit you. You don't have to be a competitive sailor to enjoy being out on the water. There are many options to choose from, and it pays to start doing some research in advance so you can focus on what suits you best before you start spending any money. Children can start sailing on their own from as young as 9 or 10 years old, with their weight being heavy enough and confidence being the main limiting factors. They would usually start sailing in an Optimist or a Firebug and then progress from there into a P-class, Starling, and onto many other options from there. Adults can learn to sail in a dinghy like a laser, or perhaps as part of a group on a larger trailer yacht or keelboat. Sailing is also a great activity for families. Two-person dinghies like Sunbursts are a popular choice for a parent and child to sail together. Trailer yachts and keelers can easily accommodate 4 people or more and take you on longer passages, overnight trips, and to cool places that would otherwise be difficult to get to. The sailing season runs from April through to September each year, with some clubs also offering a winter sailing program. A reasonable level of fitness is required, and it is recommended that you are a competent swimmer. 2. How much is it going to cost? Many clubs have boats available for hire for beginners participating in Learn to Sail programs. Every club is different, but a course of lessons start from around $200 per person. Once you have completed your lessons, if you are keen to continue, then you might want to consider buying a boat. A basic wooden Optimist on a launching trolley for the kids starts from around $500 through to anywhere around $4,000 for a full-on racing model. A laser for an adult can cost anywhere from $2,000 through to $13,000 for a brand new model. Trailer yachts start at around $5,000 for something basic, and then with keelers the sky is the limit. Tredem is a good place to start shopping around. Remember to check if the boat comes with a road trailer and consider where you're going to store it. Some clubs offer boat storage options for an extra cost. If you buy a keeler, then you will need a mooring. If you would prefer not to buy your own boat, you can also crew for other people. Bigger yachts are always on the lookout for keen crew members to help sail their boats. Once you have bought a boat, you might consider joining a yacht club. Each club has different membership fees for juniors, adults, and families, ranging from anywhere between $120 to $350 for the year. Boats do require maintenance, and this varies depending on whether you buy wooden or fiberglass, the size of your boat, the age and condition of your sails, and how you sail it. A general rule of thumb is to budget 10% of the value of the boat each year for maintenance. 3. Learning to sail. There are lots of different ways of learning to sail. All the Canterbury clubs offer a variety of programs throughout the summer for juniors, youth, adults, and classes specifically for women. If you have a friend with a boat, ask them to take you out for a sail to get a taste of what it might be like. Clubs sometimes offer have-a-go days as well. Taking a course with a qualified instructor is always a good place to start. Often, it is much easier and less stressful than being taught by your partner or friends. You can choose to learn on a dinghy or on a larger boat. Learning in a dinghy means you learn all the skills of handling a boat on your own. This can then easily be transferred to larger boats. When learning on a bigger boat with other crew, you tend to only learn one position at a time, and it can be a little harder to get a feel for how it all comes together. You can expect to learn things like safety and hazards on board, things like slippery decks, fingers near winches, ropes and down sails, the boom, sunburn, hypothermia, losing things over the side. Safety equipment, what to take, where to stow it, and how to use it. The main ones are life jackets, fire extinguishers, anchor and warp, signaling devices, secondary means of propulsion, bailer, forms of communication, phone, VHF radio. Clothing, wet weather gear, life jackets, gloves, hat, and what not to wear. Weather, marine forecasts, reading the wind. Parts of the boat rig, sailing definitions and point of sail, upwind, downwind, tacking, jibing, windward, reward, luffing, bearing away, reaching, running, etc. Knots and handling lines. Using winches if on a bigger boat. The physics of sailing, how a sail works, how the keel and rudder work. How to use the motor, if on a boat with a motor, starting, stopping, fuel, water, air, gear lever, maneuvering under power, picking up a mooring, coming alongside a berth. Crew positions, if there is more than one of you on board, skipper, main sheet, trimmer, tailor, keyboards, maston and bow. Rigging and de-rigging the boat, hoisting the sails. How to sail the boat, tacking and gibing and trimming the sails, changing sails, reefing, heaving to... Collision avoidance rules. Coal rigs, man overboard, using a VHF radio, anchoring. Rowing and towing a dinghy, using an outboard engine. Navigation, reading charts, using GPS, reading a compass, planning a voyage, launching and retrieving trailer boats. Once you have mastered the basics, then you can go on to learn about racing rules and then participate in novice races, which is a great way to practice and improve your skills. Coast Guard Boating Education offer a variety of excellent theory-based courses for people wanting to learn about safety, navigation, seamanship, weather, and much more. Start with day skipper and work your way up. 4. Where do I go? In the Puget Sound area, we have a number of yacht clubs. Clubs offer a supportive environment to network with other sailors. Each has its own atmosphere, specialties, and different programs on offer. Yacht clubs provide access to the water, run racing and cruising programs throughout the season, provide rescue boats on the water, along with learn to sail classes, coaching for experienced sailors, and social programs as well. All the clubs welcome visitors and new members. 5. What shall I wear? Even on hot days, the easterly breeze can be cold, so being kitted out in the appropriate gear will make your day much more enjoyable. If you are sailing a dinghy, you will want to wear a wetsuit. A windbreaker jacket over the top also helps keep you warm, and then a life jacket over the top of that. Wetsuit booties or something similar on your feet makes launching and retrieving your boat much easier. Wear sailing gloves to protect your hands when you are handling lines. A cap and sunglasses on a lanyard along with lots of sunscreen are also essential. Bring a towel for a hot shower and a change of clothes to wear in the wardroom afterwards. If you are sailing on a trailer yacht or a keeler, you usually won't require a wetsuit. However, if it is cold, a decent wet weather jacket and pants will make your day much more enjoyable. Non-slip, non-marking footwear is also important. While most boats carry spare life jackets, it is best to bring your own to ensure a good fit. Wear gloves, a hat, sunglasses, and sunscreen. 6. Will I get seasick? Most of the club sailing takes place on sheltered water, and in dinghies you are usually too busy to get sick. But if you are heading beyond the shelter of the harbor and are prone to seasickness, there are lots of different options and medications available. Try to keep hydrated, have a good breakfast, and keep snacking throughout the day. 7. Other options for getting involved. Yacht clubs are always on the lookout for volunteers, and they offer free training for people who are keen to assist. There are many different options, both on and off the water, including driving the rescue boats, race management, judging, coaching, and helping out in the office or in the cafe bar. 8. Common boating terminology. Sometimes sailors seem to be speaking a different language. Here are a few of the more commonly used words that are useful to know. Bow, front of the boat. Stern, back of the boat. Rudder and antiller, steers the boat. Main sheet, rope that controls the large sail. Head sail or Genoa jib sheet, rope that controls the head sail. Halyard, rope that pulls the sails up the mast. Spinnaker kite, big balloon-like sail used for going downwind. Tacking, changing direction into the wind. Gibing, changing direction with the wind behind you. Port, red, left. Starboard, green, right. Painter, rope at the front for towing the boat. 9. Safety. Always check the marine forecast before heading out on the water. Tell someone where you're going and when you are likely to be back. If you are sailing alone, not in an organized race or activity, take some form of communication with you. A cell phone is good, but a VHF radio is even better, tuned in to channel 16. Carry them in a dry bag and learn how to use the VHF correctly by getting your radio operator certificate. Dinghies should carry a painter, tow rope at the front, a bailer and a paddle. Always wear a life jacket. 10. Other tips. The prevailing wind in the Puget Sound can vary widely, but generally, as the land heats up during the day, the air rises, drawing cooler air from over the ocean inwards. The wind gradually builds during the day and can be much stronger in the afternoon. It is a great constant breeze to sail in. But weather is always changing, and you will want to make sure to always check the marine weather forecast before heading out. There are hundreds of sailing books available to provide further inspiration, advice, and knowledge. Many people have written books about their adventures at sea, and these make for a great read. You can also read blogs about sailing, where you can network online with other sailors, pose questions, and share advice. If you are invited to sail on someone's boat, be upfront about what kind of experience, if any, you have had. Bring your own life jacket and warm clothes in a small bag. It pays to keep your phone or anything precious in a dry bag. To increase your chances of being asked back, bring along some food or drinks to share with the rest of the crew after sailing, and offer to help out with any maintenance. Skippers are sometimes more interested in your ability to fit in with the rest of the crew than your sailing skills. Don't be daunted by the word yacht club. Everyone is very down to earth, share a common interest for the sea, and enjoy welcoming to new people. You will make new friends, learn new skills, and have some incredible adventures once you start sailing. With spring on our doorstep, now is the perfect time to start researching the options. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you would like to see more of our growing list of sailing-related videos, hit the subscribe button.